Hello YouTube artists, I'm Kelly Hernig and welcome to my first art haul. I just received a box full of goodies from Jackson's, and guess what we're exploring today? Roman Szmal watercolors. I can't wait. I've got so many great colors. It was so hard choosing, but I just tried to pick a little bit of every color. So let's have fun swatching these and let's see what possibilities are awaiting us. Come on, let's go paint. I am so excited about this art haul. It came from Jackson's and it's been about 3 orders because I've been collecting some colors and I wanted to share that with you. First of all, I got 2 quill brushes because I absolutely love working with my Da Vinci quill, but I wanted something just a little bit smaller. And I saw these are the Ravens from Jackson's. I got a 3.0 and a 10.0, so I'm going to try swatching with those and see what happens. And then, are you ready? I have been wanting these for such a long time. Oh my goodness. A whole little box of Roman Szmal watercolors. I know, I can't believe it either. This is part 2 of my Jackson's haul, and in this video, we're going to swatch the rest of my Roman Szmal colors. Here's what I have left. We've got some reds, browns, yellows, and oranges to swatch. I can't wait to see what these look like. Let's go swatch. These are the colors we're going to be exploring, and I have a range of yellows to oranges to some a light red and then some really dark reds, and then I've got 3 browns that we're going to look at. The first color is raw sienna. Before I start, I'm going to just drop a bit of water on each paint. It's just to get them moving, really. Okay, raw sienna. I'm going to do a mass tone, which is more full strength from the half pan here. You can see I got a lot of water. I want more paint than water for this one. That's better. I'm always on the lookout for the perfect yellow, and for me the yellow is more of an earth yellow. I'm not really a bright yellow person, and it's hard to find. I'm looking for a Dijon-y mustard color. This one's quite pretty. It's also quite grainy. Do you see that? It's really not letting me move it around, and it's showing my strokes, so it would be a hard color to kind of work with. See how it's moving and not really making a really nice soft one layer yellow. It's kind of gritty. I like the grittiness, but I don't like seeing all my strokes. And then I'm just going to dip my brush in water and pull it off to the palette and make a lighter tone. The next color is Aquarius Brown. Now, when I first saw this Aquarius Brown, I really fell in love with it online. And I'm not really this kind of orangey person, but I just like the values. It's a little darker than quinacridone sienna, which is what I'm using right now for Daniel Smith. And this felt more like terracotta, like a terracotta pot. And I like that it was already mixed where I didn't have to mix it. Another kind of gritty feeling color. Some light value here, so I rinsed my brush. Look at that coloration, isn't that beautiful? This color reminds me of Sedona and Phoenix. It's got a bunch of really beautiful red rocks like this. The next color is Mars Red. Look at that. This is very much a thicker color. You can see it's very opaque. But I like opaque colors. It's got a great tone. I would love to mix this with buff titanium and see what came out. I think it would make a very pretty pink color. Even though it's thick, you can see it's going on so beautiful. To my brush. I can see this on brickwork. This would look really lovely. And you'll see some of the other shades I'm going to be adding. This would make a beautiful brick house with those. Wow, is that solid? So far, it's really a nice color combination, isn't it? It feels very fall. But look how solid that is. The next color is called the Tint. And I just, look at how beautiful that is. I like the softness of this when I saw it online. And in their color catalog, or when you're ordering, it just looked really interesting. I think it's going to be fairly light. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful peach though, look at that. What a very smooth color. I will find uses for this color. It's very lovely. Rinsing my brush here. That would be a beautiful, any of these, well, I think this color would make a beautiful skin tone as well. It's nice to have kind of another peach in my arsenal. Right now I've been using the American Journey colors. So this is lovely. And then I have Potter's Pink. This Potter's Pink looked very pretty. It looks stronger than the Daniel Smith one. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll find out right now. It's very pink. Some of them are very more on the brownish pink side. This one seems very pink. Lighter value, more water. Now the Stillman Birn paper is a lot smoother than some cold press watercolor paper. So you can see I'm really not getting a lot of granulation in this paper, which is a shame. And the next color, I have really fallen in love with this dark color. It's called Caput Mortuum. And I don't know what it is about this color, but I really just like it's kind of a solid color like that one, but look at this coloration. It's like a rich red brown, more on the brown color, and I just really like it, and I don't even know why. But anytime I see a Caput Mortuum, I'm like, I have to buy it. It's just, to me, it has so much depth and personality. And who doesn't like the word kaput? Wow. And look at this light color, isn't that pretty? Just a little bit more. There we go. So how would you describe that color? You know, I really don't even know how to describe it, but it's very beautiful. At least to me, it's beautiful. I'm gonna take some of that water off. I got a lot of water on here. I'm just gonna lay my brush down and pick it up. This color here is hematite in the violet shade. Hematite Violet Genuine is probably my favorite color of Daniel Smith. So I'm hoping that this one is comparable because I've got high hopes for it. It doesn't look as dark as the Daniel Smith one. Daniel Smith one has a lot, it's like a black with some pink granulating in it, and it's just so pretty. This is a pretty color, but it's different. And see how rich this seems and feels? What would you use that color for? Those are the kind of questions I like to ask myself, like, what would I use that for? I'm going to rinse my brush now, get a lighter tone. You can see here, it looks more like it's on the purplish side. This would be a beautiful nature color. I could see painting rocks with it. I could see bark. It would be great for barns. And then the next color is Iron Chrome Brown. Wow, is this gorgeous? Can you guys see this color? I need a new word besides gorgeous. Apparently I have a thing for solid colors and Roman Szmal. You can see this one, this one, this one, and this one are pretty intense. These are very similar in the lighter washes. That one has a little bit more granulation, which I'm liking. Of course, the hematite is a granulating color. Need to take some of that water off. And the last color, it is new to my palette in Daniel Smith. It is German Raw Umber Greenish. Now it's a very light brown, and it takes a while to wet. I'm gonna see if this one does it too. Let's see how we did. Oh no, this one wet's much easier. So you see how this kind of has a green cast? That's nice to know. It is such a weird color and such a really long name for such a little color. Oh yeah, I like this color. It's a great nature color because this will go great with greens. It would also go great with the buff titanium, gray titanium. I think it would do really nice colorations with both of those. Okay, that's really nice. Let me get this out of the way here and let me show you them. I'm going to let them dry and then I will write on them and come back and share the colors with you. Didn't they dry beautifully? I really love them. You know how I said this one was really kind of grainy, but it gives the texture of a leaf, and you know I like that. So I'm going to tell you the colors first, and then I will bring you up close to see them. This is Italian Raw Sienna. This is Aquarius Brown, Mars Red, the Tint, Potter's Pink, Caput Mortuum, Hematite Violet Shade, Iron Chrome Brown, German Raw Umber Greenish. What a mouthful. Do you see how Caput Mortuum has some color separation? Just a little bit in there. The Hematite Violet does too. Isn't that a beautiful green, brown? So on my last one, I didn't splash, but I ended up splashing it anyway. So this is dry, and this is how I did it. I'm just gonna take my fingers, dip them in here, and just splash. And what I'm gonna do, this will really test the liftability of it. Especially on some of these darker colors, I want to really see how it lifts, if it does. I'll try to get them everywhere. happening on these little ones here. Okay, I'm just gonna take a paper towel and blot. You can see not a lot is happening. I'm gonna do it again and let them sit a little longer. Do it again. Letting it sit. You can see not a lot of lifting. Interesting. Especially in these dark colors. Potter's Pink lifted nice. The tint did a little bit. The greenish raw umber looked really nice. And then this is how the first section looked when I added drops. So you can see these lifted a lot easier than these red colors, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why that is, but I like that. So you can see the texture now on here. Just a little bit. You can see some, it's barely lifted. And paper does make a difference with that too. So it could be that this paper, you know, doesn't really let the water kind of sit down and pick it off as much like the Potter's Pink did. But I really think because this side did it quite nice, I think it's just these heavier colors that, you know, this one, the Mars Red, the Caput Mortuum, the Iron Chrome Brown, and the Hematite Violet shade, like I said, were so thick and more opaque than the other ones. So they're not letting any water through. This one has a little bit, but this one, nope, nothing, a little bit here. So that's pretty interesting. Now I wanted to share with you, when you get the Roman Szmal colors, their labels are, like, let me find a darker one, here's one. So this is Potter's Pink. It gives you all of the pigment numbers. So this one was PR233. Oops. You see it right there, really tiny, PR233. And then at the very end, there is their number, so 359. So on their pans, they just come empty like that. So nothing written on them anywhere. So what I do is I write RSZ for Roman Szmal. I put the number 359, and then I put the color Potter's Pink. That way, if something happens, I know what color this is. A lot of people write it on the bottom, but I'm going to put magnets on the bottom, so I like mine written on the side. And I don't know if it's easier to order for the number or Potter's Pink when I'm reordering, so I just wanted to include both. And then these little things I'm going to just like tape up in my color journal. So tape a sheet with all of my Roman Szmal colors on them, and then that way I can keep them too. I think that that's really important to have the pigment numbers. I usually don't like to write the pigment numbers in my sketchbooks, but I like to have it on hand just in case I do want to look something up. So those are my Roman Szmal colors from the Jackson haul. This was part 1 and this is part 2. So I hope you had fun watching me swatch these new and exciting colors. And if you were inspired today, please like, comment, or subscribe to help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.